Michael, must be a disappointing way to go out after what you must feel was a positive performance.
Yeah, I thought first half we didn't quite get to grips with the game like we'd have liked to, but we gave a poor goal away as our corner. It was a poor delivery, but we've not gone and dealt with it at source, and to concede when we did was disappointing, but I thought the second half performance was excellent. I thought we started the second half better, and then we changed the shape again, and that seemed to work. And people got to realise I've talked about fitness and mentality, we're still going in the last minute there. And that's our 6th game in 17 days. So it's a big effort, and that's what I'm disappointed for the lads with regard to that as much as anything, because I thought they deserved. We probably just shaded it.
And then in the shootout, I suppose you were always up against it, having the first 2 penalties saved.
It's polar opposite to the last penalty shootout. The last penalty shootout, they're all good. They weren't quite, or their keeper read them better this week. So it is disappointing. But you can't have it always. You know, we went through on penalties last time and we went out on them this time. So I'm more concerned about the 90-minute performance, and I was pleased with that.
But overall, though, this competition's been good. You know, you've had a decent run in it.
Yeah, it kick-started our upturn in form. Really, it's we found the three at the back, whether it's a 3-4-3 or a 3-5-2, and now we're getting to a point now where we can flip between the two, which is, from my point of view, which is good.
Jordan Forster coming off, just seems to be sort of thigh sort of area. With that.
Yeah, he's taken a kick, but it's where it was. It's right on a nerve, so it's like a cross between a dead leg and a nerve thing. So it's far too early to say. 45
minutes from Matt Bauer, and he set the goal up. You must be quite pleased with him.
Yeah, that's difficult. I'm really pleased for Matt, because to get thrown in like that against a League One team, we have been working with him. We're trying to get him to do certain things. I think he looks a better player when he heads it. I mean, he sprays it 70 yards. He doesn't always need to walk into the pitch, which is something he needs to learn. But like you said, he's left-footed. He's 6'7", so there's definitely something to work with. I was delighted for him, having the confidence to step in and setting the goal. And you can see him. I think it sounds stupid to say you can see him grow, but you can visibly almost see him. And he started talking and communicating with people, so it'd be much better for that. And
he caused a few problems from the set pieces. You see a 6'7" bloke in the box, you're always going to be a bit wary of it.
Yeah, I don't think he realises his size. That's the thing. You know, people look at him. He's still a young lad, so that's what you got to give him a bit of time. But he knows he needs to be a little bit more aggressive and things. But I'm not telling you anything that I'm not told him. He knows that as well. So, but I repeat myself. He's a delight for him.
Is he another one who could possibly go out and have another loan spell when you get a couple of players back defensively?
At the minute, I think the back three that started is out at the minute. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But he won't be going anywhere at the minute. But long term, he's probably the same as Lloydie. Lloydie's around at the minute, but I think the benefit of them playing games rather than sitting on the bench for us is probably long term for us and them is they play on loan.
And Craig Alcott stepped in, did well tonight.
Craig done well. Craig is what he is. He came in at Yeovil, done well. Came in today, done well. Played on the left first half, on the right second half. And Craig's a good footballer. He don't play 400 or 500 league games without having a good understanding of the game. And people always look at his physicality and his size and things like that, but he can read things. He's got things in his head, and you can see he's intercepting balls rather than getting involved in races with people, because that's what Matt needs, is that game understanding.
Good to get 90 minutes in for Kevin Dawson. He's been out for a while, and another goal for him as well.
Another positive. I said there was lots of positives tonight, other than the result, because we didn't think Dawson would get 90 minutes in it. But with Jordan going on, we had a couple of ideal substitutions that we'd have made, and obviously Fozzie coming, that sort of disrupted what our perfect plan was. But he'd be better for it now. He might be tired and a bit sore in the morning, but Dawson gives you good energy. He pops up in places like he did for his goal.
As you say, positives, and the main one must be the fact that you've more than held your own against the League One side.
Absolutely. I thought we probably just shaded it out, bro. But even the defeat on Saturday, we were disappointed. We thought we played okay. So that's performances at the minute are good. Results can always be better. But I'll take the performances, because I think we win more games than we lose if we keep playing like that, like we have done in the last month.
having lost Nigel and maybe with a couple of other injuries, does that now make the hunt, the search to try and bolster the squad a bit more urgent? And how's it going?
I said to you the weekend, it's money. So I can have a list as long as my arm, but it's who can afford to bring in and who wants to come in. It's not always who we want. They've got to want to come as well. And then you've got to toy it up. Are you better off getting 2 that you think, or do you go for 4 young lads? So that's the balancing act of numbers as regards to people, numbers as regards to finances, and who wants to come. So there's phone calls all the time. Mickey's out at games. We were all out at games last night, watching games and the contacts, and hopefully we can get at least a couple in. But obviously the 40 grand would have been nice, but like I said to you, there's no point trying to hope for it because it's not there now. So that's where we're at.
Saturday possibly, or are we looking a bit more longer term?
It's hard for me to say. I've had 2 conversations with people today, but it's hard.
I mean, this is new territory for you, this sort of thing, transfer window. How are you finding it? Are you finding it, is it added to the stress levels, obviously?
Well, I was at Burnley in the summer with the first team, so completely different levels, but I was involved in a lot of the recruitment and a lot of the managers' meetings of players and how it's done and how agents work. So it was always a good little grounding for me, that knowing, well, I didn't know at the time, but looking back and now reflect on that. But we've all been in and around football a long time. We know how it works. You've got to time it right sometimes. Sometimes one falls in your lap. Sometimes people say do your business early, but you might get a better one later. But then if you wait too long, then there's all those sorts of things. So there's so many plates spinning at the same time. You just need something to come together at the right time.
Has the injury to Nigel changed your focus on whereabouts in the team you want to look for?
Not really, but if you'd asked me, could I sign 5 players? I'd love to sign 5 players. But that won't be happening. That is what it is. It's, when the first day I walked in, I had an ideal number, an ideal sort of positions and profile of each position. It doesn't happen like that. So you work with what you got.